All right. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Go Commentary Professional Go Commentary Cast. And so I'm going to try to be looking at the camera somewhat, but if I don't, I am looking at the screen, watching the game along with you all. So this is going to be a professional match. 6.5 points of komi given to the person playing as the White Stones, and it's none other than Nyu Eiko playing in the Blackstones. 3-dan professional player from Japan versus Nakamura Sumire. Nakamura Sumire? I don't know how to pronounce that name. So I'm just going to call them by their last name, Nyu and Nakamura. Nakamura is a 2-dan professional player, and I want to say it's a she. I don't know. Somebody help me. I tried looking up their info, but there's not a lot of info on them. So if you guys can, help me out, because I can't find it. Otherwise, I'm not doing a Google search strong enough. But we are going to get started today because this match is one of the most recent match. The 8th, I think it was the 8th semifinals, Aokudo Hospital tournament. So this is a big tournament for a lot of them, and so this is the 8th semifinal. So they have already played in the opening matches, they played the initial phases, and now they're on to the semifinal. So these are incredibly strong players, and so let's get started. And hold on, let me raise my microphone. I knew this should have been done earlier, but you know what, I just rearranged my whole layout, as you guys can see, and so I'm just trying to get the sound nice for you guys today. All right, so let's get started with the match. And so in the top right hand corner, we have Nyu Eiko playing as the Blackstones, 3-dan positioning, or 3-dan professional, playing on the 3-4 positioning. And this is a very typical variation. This is signaling to Nakamura that, hey, I want this top right hand corner. That is the corner that I value the most. You can come in on the side, but I want my right hand side. This is my territory. And so Nakamura is going to be playing on the 3-4 position towards the top, saying that this is going to be my influence that I want, and responding that with a 4-4 follow-up. Now, Nyu here is also doing another 3-4. So pretty much what Nyu is saying is that I want this whole entire right-hand territory plus the little bit of the bottom. This right side is going to be mine, and I'm going to just step away, make a base. I'm not going to do any invasion. I'm not going to do anything of that sort. I'm just going to make a base. And that's always a good idea to stake your claim, because this is essentially telling Nakamura that, hey, that corner is also mine. And so Nakamura decides to go in for the one-step invasion, or one-step propping, whatever you want to call it, invasion on the bottom right-hand corner. And this is a common Joseki, because Nyu is going to respond to that with an attachment, Knight's Move away from that 3-4 opening position. And then Nakamura is going to respond to the Joseki, following the Joseki, a double Haneng, and then following up with a connection. And guys, having a strong connection at the beginning of the game is so vital, and it's a common mistake that I always make. But we do see Nyu taking the common Joseki and doing a step variation away from that. And so there we have it. And so when your opponent is taking base or taking territory on the side for defense, go ahead, step away, make a base. So you have a two high wall right here. You can have a 3 space gap to spread out and make a base comfortably, because it is very easily defended. Okay, so rule of thumb, this is what I learned from Daniel MLO1. He said that however high your wall is, add 1, and that's how many spaces away that you can make for a base, and it could also be well defended. And so what we have right here is Nyu coming in for the 3-3 invasion. We know that Nakamura started with the 4-4, and Nyu is coming in with the 3-3 invasion, and this is a common Joseki variation as well. And Nakamura is pretty much stating, go ahead, take the corner. I'm just going to gain influence right here. I'm going to start building the wall and going to be pushing up towards the middle of the map so that I can claim more territory influence later on in the road. And so what we have is a 3-stone solid wall right here. And so if Nakamura wanted to, he or she wanted to, they can actually play 4 spaces away, 1, 2, 3, 4, and could play potentially right here and make a base because their wall is incredibly strong. But we see right here, Nakamura, instead of going for that 4 space step away, they're gonna decide to go for one more step because this stone right here kind of help adds to the variability. It's essentially like a 4 space wall. So if it's a 4 high wall, you can go 5 spaces away. So that's essentially what Nakamura is doing, preventing any shenanigans coming in from Nyu with an overlap in terms of invasion points. And so Nyu's going to respond. It's like, you know what? Go ahead. I can see that you're making a 3 space wall right here. I see you made a base. And so, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start claiming territory right here because you are so focused on this left side. I'm going to start gaining the right territory and the northernmost territory. So this is going to be property of Nyu right there. And so we do see Nakamura trying to go for somewhat of a territorial position right here, moving a knight's move away from their initial base extension right here. Knight's move away, pretty much trying to entrap Nyu's pieces in the top right hand corner right here. This move is going to allow a little bit more influence towards the center of the map while also putting a lot of pressure on these groups right here. And if Nakamura really wanted to, Nakamura could start extending a 1 knight's move away, again putting extreme pressure on these groups right here. Okay, but we're not going to see that. What we're seeing is Nakamura trying to go in for the invasion right here. May potentially extend upwards. Exactly, that's what they do. Extend upwards, and is going to start building this wall right here and trying to gain that influence. But again, because the Nakamura is in between 2 of the black stones right here, it's going to be very easily defended. Yes, you can Hane right here, but there will be a disconnection point for these 2 black stones right, or 2 white stones right here. And so, whew, we see a lot of conflict, and what's happening right now is Nakamura is trying to put a lot of pressure on these 2 stones, and maybe an extension might occur right here or an extension downwards from Nakamura. But no, hold the phone. Nakamura decides to Tanuki out of there and decides to go for the 4-4 connection right here, the 4-4 connection, putting a lot of pressure on this stone and this stone in general. And you know what, Nyu's like, you know what, that's not going to happen. This area is going to be easily defended. Yes, you may disconnect my group right here and right here, but that's not going to be an issue because I'm going to entrap your 2 stones right here. Even if you go in for that 3-3 invasion, I could just extend to my other base right here. It is within range, within reason. It's not that far away. I can come in and defend myself fairly easily. Yeah, you might take 8 points, but you know what? Take 8 points. I will grab 16. Solidly, I'll grab 16. And so Nakamura doesn't want that to happen, and so Nakamura is going to put a lot of pressure on Nyu's 2 stones right here, and it's going to start extending outwards. It wouldn't surprise me if Nakamura decides to go all the way out and then start capping Nyu in here by playing at these red positionings right here. But what we see right here is Nakamura is going to go in for the undercut right here. But Nyu responds with doing a self-peeping move, and that might be okay. But self-peeping move is not necessarily the best move for a lot of beginning players, because we don't know how to defend, and we don't know what would happen if your opponent plays into the center right here. Do we cover? Do we cap? If we cap, can we cap? Etc. Etc. So that self-peeping move is going to be a very strong move in Nyu's positioning, because if Nakamura decides to come in right here, what Nyu can do is just cap, threatening these 2 stones with an immediate capture. So the stones are essentially safe for Nyu to cap. And so what we see right here is Nakamura trying to prevent the overall capturing of the 2 stones, and is going to start extending downwards to block off Nyu from extending into this top right hand corner. Because right now, let's take a tally count. This is still opening phases of the game, I believe. Let me check to see how many moves there are total. Oh, this is a very long game. So there's roughly around 250 moves total in this game alone. And so this is going to be somewhat of a longer game. But what we see right here is if we take into consideration the territorial count, let's see, Nakamura has this left-hand territory right here, has this top right-hand territory, all right? And that's about it. But if we look at Nyu has this little bit right here, has this little bit right here, has this little bit right here, and potentially this little corner. So if we take a look, it looks to be a pretty even match. Yes, Nakamura has a very wide territory right here. Chances are this can be easily shrank. The territory can easily be reduced. And so, I mean, Nyu can just come in and play at one of these positionings right here to try to reduce the amount of territory that Nakamura has. So right now, it is a pretty even game. I'm not going to lie. It is a pretty even game. So we're going to see what's going to happen right now. But what we have right here is a development of a potential eye. Now, this is not a full eye just yet. This is still going to be known as a false eye until Nakamura can connect at these two positionings right here. Then it will be a one solid eye. But remember, for any groups of stones, you need two eyes to maintain longevity and life. And so what's happening right here is Nyu is going to put a lot of pressure on these 5 stones right here. Nyu does not want this to become a false eye. So most likely Nyu is going to connect at the T10 positioning. If not, Nyu might just Tanuki out and cause a lot of issue right here. Now this stone was originally the stone that was played at the P12 position was originally there for Nakamura to connect the groups together. But with this undercut from Nyu, now it seems like Nyu's group is starting to slowly become connected and Nakamura's group is slowly becoming disconnected. And so this is a tough position for them right now. This is a tough position. And so what we see is Nyu coming in for the extension right here and solidification of his corner on the bottom right hand side. But Nakamura is going in for the disconnect. Yes, this stone was being undercut by the P13 stone, but with Nakamura playing at the Q14 position or Q13 position, is seeking to disconnect Nyu's single stone right here. So with a threat right here and a potential, so Nyu gotta be careful because his stones right here are in very troubling position. There is a potential for a capture in this top right hand corner right here. So Nakamura is gonna go in for the connection point. And if Nyu doesn't do something in terms of creating 2 eyes in this corner, this whole entire group may potentially be lost. But Nyu right now is playing threatening moves right now, forcing moves, for instance, forcing the capture of this stone and forcing Nakamura to respond to that. But unfortunately, Nakamura is stuck because Nyu can just play right here, a capping position right here in this position. And these 2 stones are essentially dead. Oh, did Nyu get out? I think Nyu defeated Nakamura from capturing his stones right here. So Nakamura, seeing this, is going to Tanuki out and start putting a lot of pressure on these stones right here. So Nakamura's like, you know what? Take those 2 stones, take it. I'm gonna grab these 4 right here, and that's gonna be territory of Nakamura. So Nakamura's gonna go after that, and Nakamura's not giving in. Nakamura's gonna be doing a forcing move on those 2 stones, but I don't think this is a good move because look, Nyu just has to play right here, capture those 2 stones, and indeed they did. And now the extension right here. Yes, you're gonna build a wall. Yes, you're gonna have a little bit more influence on the bottom, but I don't know. You know, what we can start to see right here is a nice line. Of surrounding territory, and Nyu does see this during the match. Nyu does see this, so Nyu is going to start extending upwards, maybe do a 1 space jump every single move to potentially block Nakamura for gaining that incredible amount of territory that is being shown right here. Okay, and so, oh my gosh, this game, oh man. Hold on, give me a second, guys. I'm trying to do something incredible while I'm streaming this, because this is honestly kind of, you know, a little. No, I don't think I can do it right now. So anyways, let's get back to the game. I try to flip my camera around because I'm constantly staring at this monitor when I should be staring over here to talk about the game. But right now, I am looking at the game, and what we see right here is starting a potential surround right here on those 4 stones. And so I believe those 4 stones are essentially gone at this point. There's nothing that that Nyu can do to save it. There's no formation of 2 eyes. There's not enough space to form 2 eyes unless he plays at these 2 positioning right here and connect those stones. But other than that, I don't think there is a way to form 2 eyes at this point. And so what Nakamura is going to do is start expanding elsewhere, and is jumping quite a bit. Now Nakamura did do a kick on this stone right here, which is then going to tell Nyu, hey, I need to extend upwards. So they're going to extend, and then Nakamura is going to also do a 1 space extension. Now notice what Nakamura is trying to do right here. This shape, a trapezoidal shape, is going to start containing those 3 stones. And so now Nakamura will have to respond to this. This is a peeping move, and so if Nakamura doesn't respond, it's going to cause a lot of craters inside the armor or the wall that Nakamura is trying to build. And so Nyu is playing really well. He's trying to build the outermost wall right here, trying to box in Nakamura's extension right here, and while building that outer wall, also gaining territory, because then they can start expanding to the right, because if you're going to build a wall to the left, you're most likely going to start expanding to the right. So Nakamura better pay attention to that, because that wall is coming, and if Nakamura isn't prepared, these stones right here can find themselves in somewhat of a danger. It wouldn't surprise me if Nyu starts to extend outwards right here, trying to save these 4 stones by building a territorial wall going this way. Okay. And so right here, what we have is Nyu is going in for the disconnect, not wanting this stone to connect with these 2 stones, and potentially starting to cut through and capturing those 2 stones. And so, what's Nyu gonna do? Nyu most likely will try to go in for the intersect right here, but it is going to be very hard to completely disconnect these 2 stones from here, because even if Nyu comes in, Nakamura can play an extension move right here and potentially do a cut right here, maybe. Yeah, those stones might essentially be dead if Nakamura doesn't watch out for that. And so Nakamura is going to try to do their own threatening move right here, trying to block the extension. But Nyu is like, nope, you're not going to do that. If anything, I'm going to take your 1 stone right here to prevent any shenanigans. And so not only am I building the wall right here, but I'm also trapping those 2 stones. And essentially at this point, I believe Nakamura is pretty much giving up those 2 stones. It's not going to do much. Yes, Nyu can capture this 1 stone right here and reconnect this stone over here, but essentially Nakamura does have an escape route now. So if Nakamura plays right here, Nakamura can escape with these groups right here out. Okay, and the reason why is because Nyu cannot play in these corners, because that's a self-attarring move. Now Nyu is probably going to be forced to play a connection move right here. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves in a ko situation, and most likely Nakamura is going to take that ko very, very soon. And indeed, Nakamura does take the ko, and so now we're in a ko battle. So how many threats can come out of this ko battle? Now remember, a ko battle is so vital. It's so important, especially if you have multiple threatening moves. And so right now, if Nakamura decides to complete the ko and seal off this ko region, one, that's going to limit the amount of eyes you have, because Nyu can come in and just try to do a complete surround on these 4 stones. Or you know, Nyu is going to play elsewhere and try to gather influence somewhere else. So this is the downside of the ko and the upside of the ko. If you have a lot of threatening moves, try to find yourself in a ko situation to force some moves from your opponents. And make sure the ko is more in benefit of your advantage, or is more into your advantage, kind of thing. Okay, so we are around 100-something moves into the game, and right now Nakamura is going to start playing on the 2nd row right here. Now remember, 2nd row is generally called the dead line or the death line, one of those, or the dying line. But if you have soldiers or units that is there to help support this, then by all means play on that second row, because your opponent cannot do an easy surround because there's such limited amount of space towards the edges of the map. And so what we see right here is a potential surround with Nakamura's positioning right here. Nakamura, it wouldn't surprise me if Nakamura plays right here to try to capture it. But what we see is the formation of two eyes from Nyu. Nyu has successfully captured the two eyes, putting Nakamura into a double tiger's mouth and forming these two eyes. If you remember initially, Nakamura had this stone, and that stone right here as the original tiger's mouth for the Ko situation. But now that Nyu has successfully solidified the Ko, finished the Ko off, now we could see Nyu's influence is starting to get very, very strong right here. We could see that these stones are going to be in somewhat of a big trouble. Yes, fortunately for Nakamura, he is blocked right here. He or she is blocked here. I can't remember. I don't know who they are. So, but what we're gonna see is an extension right here, trying to build up that middle influence in the center of the map right here. So, excuse me, guys. And so what we see right now is that extension up here. And so Nakamura is slowly whittling away Nyu, but Nyu has such a strong defense right now. Nyu's units are essentially alive. Nyu can create two eyes in here very easily. Nyu already has two eyes right here, and this 6-stone wall is going to be paramount for defense towards the extension of the middle right here. And you can see that Nyu is trying to solidify their own territory right here in this positioning, trying to contain Nakamura's extension. So if we just take a count, let's take another territorial count. We have Nakamura having this positioning right here, still this little area up here and this area, versus Nyu. Nyu has this area as well as these stones right here, as well as this area, as well as pretty much this area. Nakamura might have this area. So we take a look at the influence of the map right now. It looks like Nyu is ahead by quite a margin, a very, very large margin right now. And so and Nyu is just going to even solidify that even more, trying to capture these two stones and try to claim this as the overall territory versus this little bit right here. Ooh, okay. And I believe Nyu has already done that, has already solidified that positioning. And so forming that extension of the two eyes right here might prove to be very beneficial. But what we see right here is Nyu coming in for the extension. He's most likely going to play at the P18 move the next turnaround. But Nakamura defending very well, threatening to Atari this position right here, is going to force Nyu to do a connection move. And then with that, Nakamura is most likely going to solidify the connection up here and try to prevent Nyu from entering into this field. Nakamura decides to go for the Tiger's Mouth formation just to squeeze this little territory just a little bit more. So there you have it. And so right now what we see is just that we are starting to see a solidification of territorial positioning. I would love to see Nyu doing connection move right here, or even right here one step away, to really solidify this area right here. But who knows? They are professional, if anything, and so anything can happen. But look right here, look at what's going on. Is that now the threat of capturing these stones right here is going to be a little strong, because if Nakamura decides to play in these two positioning, this stone now becomes a false eye. But I don't think Nakamura will. I think if anything, Nyu is going to connect the stones right here to solidify the eye and potentially capture this stone right here to open up the Liberty spot for this group of stones right here if he does connect, because there's only one Liberty group right there. So we're just gonna keep on going right here. We're keep on going. So anyways, let's see, oops, I am totally screwing up this camera placement. So this is a new camera placement, guys. I'm trying to get some new camera placement out. You guys can actually see the bathroom right there. And so hopefully by next stream or next session, I will be able to limit the amount of bathroom footage right there. So anyways, what we have right now is the extension, like I said, solidification of the wall on the bottom right here. Nakamura's group is slowly getting boxed in, and you can see the large wall right here as well as the large wall forming right here. And if Nyu does want to keep these units alive, he might want to try to find a way to extend to this stone right here and these stones up here. And so that's essentially, I believe, why Nyu decided to play a Hane move, possibly do an extension up here to re-solidify. No, decides to go for a quicker connection point by playing a Knight's move away from this group of stone to connect that stone with the group itself. So we have a surrounding position right now based on this group of stones right here. Okay. Oh, this is amazing. Ooh, all right. So as the players are playing the little bit of making and adding a lot of pressure to those groups of stones, just an announcement, the Discord, I'm still working on it. Guys, patience is the key. I think I'm going to take my time on developing this Discord. I could open it now, but I'm going to wait a little bit longer. I do want to flesh out some things and really make it as welcoming as I can, and try to start the community off right, at least in terms of our YouTube community, into the Discord. And so there will be a lot of other projects that I will be working on apart from the Go project. Hopefully that doesn't divert my energy too much. But I do have a lot of projects that I do want to share with you guys. And so be on the lookout for that. But the Go commentary is here to stay. I am going to be doing more and more Go commentaries. My goal is to do Go commentaries at least 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday should be the dates that I should be uploading videos. If not, then I really have to see where the schedule finalizes. But that is my goal right now. And we are currently, I believe this is our 30th episode, if not close to the 30th episode since I started. So it's 2 months into the project, and I'm absolutely loving the feedback from those of you who are talking on the YouTube channel, as well as the Instagram accounts, the Twitch accounts. And guys, I want to thank you guys so much for sharing the videos on Reddit, as well as Discord and any other potential sites. So just a quick announcement. I know I'm doing a lot of announcements, and later on, as the channel gets more and more developed, I will be doing less and less announcements, especially when the Discord opens up. But because this is my only communication with you guys, I figure since the players are just solidifying their walls like I said they would, this will be the okay time to make some announcements. So if you guys are annoyed with the announcements, fast forward. All right. But anyways, thank you guys again so much. But going back right here, so what we're seeing right now is Nakamura trying to defend these 4 stones right here from a capture. But Nyu did play a very strong move of the bamboo's joint formation right here, and does have some connection points right here with this stone. So right now we do see a line right here boxing in Nakamura's southern right positioning from the rest of the group. And so if Nakamura is able to, ooh, wow, okay, well, I guess we're going to erase this. If Nakamura is able to defend fairly well on these groups of stones right here, it will be in Nakamura's favor, just because Nakamura can protect themselves from an overall surround. You can see right here, these 4 stones does not have a single eye yet. And so right now, essentially Nyu is forcing Nakamura to play in those potential eye positioning. And right here, if you look down here, there is this is not a real eye just yet. It's not a real eye, especially if Nyu decides to cover this whole top portion. The eye, this is still a false eye. There's not a second eye right now. And so this is, I don't know. I honestly think at this moment in time, Nyu is ahead. I mean, we have roughly 100 moves just left. And so what we do see right now is Nakamura trying to restrict the amount of territory that Nyu has. But again, Nyu has a lot of territory. Nyu can do quite a bit. And right here, this move is going to force Nyu to connect at this move. And essentially, Nakamura is seeking to potentially play right here, disconnecting this group from this stone and potentially capturing this stone, because this will be a disconnection point right here. And Nakamura indeed decides to go there, trying to capture this stone, but most likely Nyu is going to give up that stone and play at the disconnection point right here, threatening that stone as well. or vice versa, going on this side. Either one, he is threatening that one stone right there. And if Nakamura decides to capture, which Nakamura does, then Nyu's follow-up is potentially going to be at this positioning right here, trying to capture this single stone. Okay, and now we are seeing ourselves inside another Ko situation. So there you have it. Oh, okay. So right now, what we have right here is the extension right here trying to capture this single piece, but most likely Nyu is going to connect and capture Nakamura's part, and allowing the connection of these two groups right here. And if Nakamura decides to play here, it's not going to be a very good move, I don't think. And so Nyu better watch out. Nakamura is coming in for the disjunction right here and potential capture. Most likely, Nakamura will play right here, trying to break through the potential threat that is the complete surround. And so Nakamura decides to go back and take the disconnection Ko right here. And so what is Nyu gonna do? And Nyu decides to go in for another Ko situation right here. So either Nakamura responds by completely solidifying the Ko, or responds with a connection, and that's exactly what Nakamura is going to do. Is going to connect, and that's going to allow Nyu to come back in and retake the Ko. And this is what I mean, guys. Ko is such a powerful tool. If played correctly, Ko is a very, very powerful tool. And like I said, Nakamura decides to come in and take this single stone right here, preventing Nyu from escaping and potentially breaking through Nyu's impenetrable surround right here. So, and Nyu knows that this stone is essentially dead. So Nyu's going to Tanuki out and try to push influence elsewhere. What I would really love Nyu to do is start like extending this group over here, trying to reduce Nakamura's territory. But Nyu is going to start forcing the complete surround of this whole white group right here. And if Nakamura isn't paying attention, Nyu is going to reduce the amount of eyes Nakamura has. And this is going to be a big one. If Nakamura loses this whole entire group right here because it could not form two eyes, I'm going to be so sad. Because that is 18 points. At least 18 points just in captures right there. Oh. And so right now, this group of 4 stones is going to be somewhat in trouble. Not really, because Nyu does have a good retaliation right here. But if he decides to go extend downwards and extend in, I don't know. Oh, man. So guys, really quickly, what do you think an absolute monster of a move Nakamura can do right now up until this point? What do you think that key move would have been? Please comment down below and tell me up to this point, move 188, what is Nakamura's positioning? Okay, is Nakamura in the lead right now, or is Nakamura vastly behind? I don't know, because if I'm looking at the territorial counts right now, Nakamura now has this huge territory up here. I don't think Nyu can claim that as their own. Nakamura also has this top right hand corner, as well as potentially this bottom bit right here, and potentially just this whole area right here, because there's only 4 stones from Nyu, and Nyu has this area right here, this area right here, this area right here, as well as this area, and this area so far, as well as this bottom area. So right now it looks like Nakamura might have caught up. If Nakamura can completely solidify their territory right here, surrounding territory right here, Nakamura will have this humongous top left-hand quadrant, not even a corner, it's a quadrant for themselves, and that's easily 50 to 80 points. Easily. I believe there's 361 points total on a Go board. So if you divide that into 4, roughly 80 to 90 points per quadrant. Okay, if we really divided it up. So if somehow Nakamura is able to claim that huge amount of territory, which Nyu currently is seeing that might be the issue, that is a nice 80 to 90 points right here for Nakamura. Okay. So, woo. But I still think Nyu is still in the lead, just because of the nice base extension Nyu had in the beginning of the game. Nice surround, nice placement for mid-game strats, and so we do see Nyu potentially taking a huge lead in this game, and we can see Nakamura trying to go in for the potential disconnect, may potentially play right here to disconnect this stone, or do an extension right here to block in Nyu from expanding elsewhere out of the map. So, and indeed we do see an extension from Nakamura, and Nyu most likely is going to play down here to grab as many points as they can to solidify their territory. But nope, they're going to go for the connection first. Now might be Nakamura's time to shine, play down here, forcing Nyu to play right here, and then solidifying over here. Okay. And these 4 stones are now going to be trouble. That's not going to do much. That's going to be doing a forcing move on Nyu. Nyu's going to be forced to play right here to take that 1 stone, and potentially Nakamura is going to play in this center right here, forcing the move from Nyu to close off that second eye, or that first potential eye, and forcing Nyu to seal up that eye. And so that is exactly what Nakamura did. And now Nyu might be in trouble, because if Nakamura somehow is able to do a Sumiko problem and prevent the formation of 2 eyes, this whole entire group will die off. And that will be major, major points for Nakamura. Okay. Oh, man, this game. Whew. Right now it's a heat wave right now in the area I'm at, and so I'm currently like roasting in my room because my door is closed. Yes, the bathroom door is open to help alleviate some of the issue. The window is actually closed because there's a lot of gardening outside, and I do have a fan on in the back, so you guys might even hear the fan on. But like I said, Nakamura is coming in, playing right here, and forcing the solidification move right here, and most likely Nakamura will form a connection point at this positioning. Okay. So essentially, this whole area is property of Nakamura. Man, this game. And so now we're getting towards the end game. We have roughly around 40-ish moves left. We are getting towards the end game. It is that is a very tricky move. Solidifying this eye right here. Got to be careful with that, because anything could happen. So. But what we do see is now Nyu coming in for the complete surround, and hopefully Nyu may play right here to do a self-peeping move. Okay. Nakamura also seeing the same things, trying to extend outwards to save these 2 stones. Most likely Nyu is going to come in to do the disconnect, and these 2 stones are dead. There's nothing that Nakamura can do. Those stones are essentially dead now, and if Nakamura isn't careful, Nyu might be able to connect and capture those 5 stones, or do a forcing move. And if that forcing move does happen, then what the heck happened? A whole group was taken right here. Nakamura has now finally lost their foothold in the center map and is now in huge trouble. This is bad for Nakamura. I think Nakamura, with that capture, has now lost the game, guys. I think this is game, set, and match. I don't think there is anything that Nakamura can do, especially with the threat of Nyu coming in for the potential disconnect and forcing of the connection point right here. And as you guys can see, there's a lot of surrounding already from these 2 walls that is already built. So is the formation of 2 eyes going to happen in this area? I don't know. I think the formation of 2 eyes will happen, but I'm just saying, oh my gosh. And now Nakamura has finally created a solid eye, 1 more eye right here. That group is now safe. We are seeing Nakamura getting threatened from this group right here. Oh man. This ceiling move right here is going to be very dangerous, because Nakamura only has 1, 2, 3 liberties left for this group. And so what is Nakamura going to do is going to try to strengthen their positioning right here. They know that they have a lot of time to do to defend, and Nakamura can easily play in this positioning right here to create 2 solid eye formation. It's a very simple maneuver, so I don't think Nakamura is going to be that stressed out about this group right here. Okay. But what Nakamura is trying to do a complete surround, connecting at those self-peeping position, most likely right here, or down here. Yes, that will also work as well. So we'll see how Nyu responds. Nyu responds with a connection point right here. They can connect at any point, and that will form 2 eyes. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, guys! Woo! It is hot in here. It is a very, very hot in here. And so what Nakamura is trying to do is capture these 3 stones. I don't think that's going to happen, honestly. Yeah, no. Nyu's just going to extend out and connect. And so now that we're coming up into the end game, now we're just filling out the end game pieces. This was a fantastic match. It does go to show just having bases in the beginning of the game does help tremendously. You can see Nyu in the beginning of the match was claiming this corner and did do somewhat of an extension right here, building bases, and you can see those bases have proved to be very essential to the success of the surround for Nyu. And Nakamura, because Nakamura decided to go for the early invasion right here, down here in this positioning, I think it was like right here or right here, that kind of prevented Nakamura from creating those too many bases. And this is just a prime example of what bases can do in the early game. And this is why Daniel has been teaching me to create a base, do opening theory, opening theory, just because bases are so vital for the longevity of the match and the success of your positioning in the match itself. And so opening bases. Don't care what the other opponents are doing. Defend when you have to. Follow Joseki patterns. But opening theory, man. And this is just a prime example of what opening theory can do for you. So that's what we have right now. We're just gonna start solidifying the end bases. But guys, just a quick shout out to Daniel MLO1. He is currently my mentor right now, and he's not actually asking me to do any of this. I just want to really give him a nice shout out because he has been training me so well. It's very customized, and he is sharing with me a lot of knowledge, and it's just an incredible amount of knowledge that I've learned so far. And as you guys can see with the casting itself, I'm hoping that you guys are learning a lot from the cast. Those of you who are brand new and those of you who are already good at the game, I'm hoping I'm saying something that's correct. But Daniel has been teaching me a lot, and I've been trying to instill that into my commentary. And so for the new players, brand new players who are looking to get into the game and are watching my videos for the first time, I'm hoping that I'm giving you guys some sort of nice tips that Daniel has given me. And if you guys ever want to have Daniel train you, it's really it's like super cheap right now. I know other Go instructors do charge a lot more per lesson, but right now Daniel has been doing it for a while, but with the overall pricing of his, you can't beat it. It's $10 a lesson, and the lesson deals with you playing Go, customizing, reviewing your matches, and customizing lesson to fit your strengths and your needs. And so he will do all of that analyzing. So I highly encourage you guys. I will put the link down below if you guys are choosing to go with him. It's $10 USD. And for an hour session each lesson, and it's just phenomenal. My game has improved quite a bit, and my understanding of Go has improved quite a bit. And he's a 3 Dan on Fox right now, or 2 Dan on Fox, 3 Dan on Fox right now. So he is a very experienced player. He's been playing for about 20 something years. So just a nice shout out for him. He's not paying me to do this. He didn't ask me to do this, but I just found his lessons to be so vital to my understanding of Go that I do want to share his teaching with you guys. And so if you guys want, send him a message in his Discord, or send him a request for a lesson. Just have a couple lessons with him. 1, 2, 3 lessons. That's what, one takeout meal. And so if you guys need it, okay. If not, I hope you guys are able to find some mentors on the OGS community or other platforms, and that they're able to help you guys out as well. And what we see right here, guys, remember that connection point, and Nakamura decided and saw that immediately and is now going to just end it, is be like, nope, this is gonna be my eye right here. So Nakamura has one eye already right here solidified, has another eye already right here because of the capture, and has a potential third eye right here. So this whole group is now completely safe. There's no issues right here. And then unfortunately for Nakamura, Nyu's group right here is completely safe as well. There is two eyes right here, one right here as well as one right here. So there is no chance for Nakamura to capture this whole territory right here. Not a chance. Okay. Excuse me. And so all Nyu has to do is play one stone right here, and these two stones are captured. But essentially these stones are already captured because this whole entire group is connected together, essentially. So there's nothing really that Nakamura can do to save those two stones. And so we are now at the end game. The game has finally ended with the final sealing move right here, and it looks like Nyu has triumphed with around 6 points ahead. And so we see Nakamura a whole quadrant right here, whole huge corner. But with Nyu also has a nice, and Nakamura's positioning is right here as well as some of the corners right here, and this area right here. Versus Nyu has this whole area, has this whole center right here, has this whole northern bit right here, has this whole northern bit right here, as well as this area right here and this bottom area, plus an additional 15 captures. And so I feel like that Nyu has triumphed in this match. And so let's go to the estimated score calculator, and what we see right here is Black winning by 6.4 points. This was an incredibly close match. If not for the komi, actually, no, Black won. White didn't win. So if not for the komi, Black would have been ahead by 12 points. And that is an amazing game. And just goes to show you the strength of building bases. Opening theory bases. And so, guys, that's it. I'm not going to do a super long outro. I already did the announcements in the middle. But if you guys can, if you loved my channel, if you really liked it, please don't forget to share it. We're trying to grow this community. We're trying to get this channel to popularize Go, make it as popular as chess, if not better. That is my goal for this channel, is to make Go popular for the average person and better than chess, because I honestly think that there's a lot more strategy in this game, different ways of thinking than chess, but it's fun nonetheless, and I really enjoy it. And I really hope that this channel is able to express that cleanly. And as I am taking lessons, I'm hoping that my commentary are improving for you guys. And so I am a double digits Q player, just like everyone new here, but I am improving a lot better. And that's with the guidance of finding a mentor. So guys, find a mentor. So if you guys really do like it, please don't forget to subscribe, like the channel, share it, and thank you guys again for those who are sharing it on Reddit, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Discord, and everything. Thank you guys so much for the share. I really couldn't have done it without you guys. We are now at 32 subscribers, and we're on our way to 50, 100,000. You guys name it. We're gonna make this channel good. And so I'm hoping to do a little bit less announcements throughout, so as we develop the Discord. So be on the lookout for that. And thank you guys again so much for watching. Until next time, guys, see you guys in the next Go commentary.